Shockwaves spread across the Middle East when Iran announced that it had struck one of Israel's most critical air bases, claiming that key runways had been destroyed in a precision missile attack that could disrupt military operations across the region. Iranian officials stated that the strike directly targeted a major Israeli Air Force installation, describing it as a calculated and successful operation against a high-value strategic asset. According to Iranian state media, multiple missiles were launched in a coordinated assault, with several reportedly penetrating Israeli air defenses and impacting the airbase's primary runways. Iranian military commanders declared that the attack had temporarily disabled one of Israel's most important aerial hubs, sending what they described as a clear message about Iran's growing reach and capability. Iranian state television reported that the strike was not only militarily significant, but also symbolically powerful, framing it as a response to escalating tensions and ongoing regional confrontations. Statements released by Iranian military spokesmen suggested that the operation had been carefully planned to target infrastructure critical to Israel's rapid response air capabilities. Before we go deeper into what Iran claims happened during the strike, how the attack reportedly unfolded, and what Israel is now saying about the damage and operational impact. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. According to Iranian officials, the operation was carried out using a combination of medium-range ballistic missiles and precision-guided munitions launched in a synchronized wave designed to overwhelm Israeli defensive systems. Iranian military commanders described the strike as highly coordinated with multiple launch points and timing mechanisms intended to ensure that at least a portion of the missiles would reach their intended targets. Iranian state television reported that the missiles were specifically aimed at the airbases, runways, taxiways, and adjacent support infrastructure, including fuel depots and maintenance zones. According to these reports, satellite imagery and reconnaissance data had been used in advance to map out the most critical points of vulnerability within the installation. Military spokesmen in Tehran claimed that several missiles successfully impacted the main runway, rendering it inoperable for a significant period of time. According to Iranian sources, secondary explosions were observed, which they attributed to fuel storage areas being hit. These claims were presented as evidence that the strike had gone beyond symbolic retaliation and had achieved tangible operational disruption. Iranian officials framed the attack as part of a broader strategic response to what they described as ongoing provocations and security threats. Statements released by Iranian military commanders suggested that the strike was intended to demonstrate deterrence, signaling that critical Israeli military infrastructure could be targeted if tensions continued to escalate. According to Iranian state media, the symbolic importance of the strike cannot be overstated. By targeting an airbase, a central pillar of Israel's military doctrine, Iran was sending a message not only to Israel, but to the wider region. Military analysts cited in Iranian broadcasts described the operation as a shift in the rules of engagement, suggesting that the conflict had entered a new and more dangerous phase. As these claims circulated across international media platforms, the narrative presented by Iran painted a picture of a highly effective and strategically significant strike, one that could temporarily alter the balance of operational readiness in the region. The importance of this Israeli airbase cannot be overstated. Located in a strategically critical region, the installation serves as one of the central hubs for Israel's Air Force operations, hosting advanced fighter jets, surveillance aircraft, and rapid response units that play a key role in national defense. According to defense analysts, the base is believed to house a significant portion of Israel's frontline aerial capabilities, including aircraft used for both defensive interception and long-range strike missions. Military sources have indicated that the base also functions as a command and coordination center, linking air operations with broader intelligence and defense networks. Statements from regional analysts speaking to international media have emphasized that this airbase plays a crucial role in maintaining Israel's ability to respond quickly to emerging threats. Its runways are designed to support continuous operations, allowing aircraft to be launched and recovered at a high tempo during periods of heightened tension. The base has long been considered a potential flashpoint in any escalation involving Iran. Military analysts have long warned that such installations would likely be among the first targets in a broader conflict scenario, precisely because of their strategic importance and operational centrality. According to security experts, even temporary disruption to the runways could have ripple effects on sortie generation rates, logistical coordination, and overall readiness. The ability to launch aircraft quickly is a cornerstone of Israel's defense posture, and any impairment, even if short-lived, carries significant implications. This is why, according to multiple defense analysts, the Iranian claim of having struck the runways, if accurate, represents more than just physical damage. It signals a direct challenge to one of Israel's most critical military capabilities, raising the stakes of the confrontation to a new level. Before we continue with how Israel has responded to these claims and what analysts are saying about what really happened, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest updates on the most dramatic geopolitical developments happening around the world. Then Israel began to respond. According to Israeli defense officials, missiles had indeed been launched toward the airbase, confirming that an attack had taken place. However, their description of the event differed sharply from the Iranian narrative. Statements released by the Israeli military indicated that air defense systems had successfully intercepted a significant number of incoming threats. According to Israeli military spokesman, while some impacts may have occurred in peripheral areas, the core operational infrastructure of the base remained intact. Officials emphasized that the airbase continued to function and that flight operations had not been significantly disrupted. Defense officials further stated that rapid response repair teams had been deployed immediately following the incident, addressing any minor damage to infrastructure. According to these statements, the runways remained operational, directly contradicting Iranian claims of widespread destruction. Pentagon sources and regional security officials speaking to international media echoed similar assessments, noting that initial intelligence did not indicate catastrophic damage to the installation. While acknowledging that the situation was still being evaluated, these sources suggested that the impact of the strike may have been more limited than initially reported by Iranian outlets. This stark difference between the two narratives immediately sparked debate across the global security community. On one side, Iran was portraying the strike as a decisive and successful operation that disrupted a key Israeli military asset. On the other side, Israel was insisting that its defenses had largely held and that the base remained functional. As these conflicting accounts continued to emerge, the question of what actually happened on the ground became a central focus for analysts and observers around the world. Military analysts immediately began assessing the broader implications of the strike, focusing not only on the physical damage, but on what the event signals in terms of escalation dynamics. According to regional security experts, the attack, regardless of its exact impact, represents a significant moment in the ongoing tensions between Iran and Israel. The escalation ladder, as described by defense analysts, appears to be shifting. Direct strikes on critical infrastructure suggest a move beyond proxy engagements toward more direct confrontation. According to multiple analysts speaking to international outlets, such actions increase the risk of rapid escalation, particularly if retaliatory measures follow. What comes next remains uncertain. Some experts suggest that Israel may respond with targeted strikes of its own, potentially expanding the scope of the conflict. Others believe that diplomatic channels could be activated in an effort to contain the situation and prevent further escalation. Economic implications are also beginning to surface. According to energy market analysts, rising tensions in the region often lead to volatility in global oil markets as concerns about supply disruptions increase. Early indicators suggest that traders are closely monitoring developments, with even the perception of instability capable of influencing prices. The competing narratives themselves are also part of the strategic landscape. According to communication analysts, both sides have strong incentives to shape the story in ways that reinforce their respective positions. For Iran, portraying the strike as highly successful strengthens deterrence messaging. For Israel, emphasizing resilience and operational continuity helps maintain strategic credibility. International pressure for de-escalation is already beginning to build. Statements from global leaders and organizations have called for restraint, warning that further escalation could have far-reaching consequences for regional and global stability. Whether this incident becomes a turning point or remains a contained episode depends largely on the decisions made in the coming hours and days. Iran claims it has successfully struck and disrupted one of Israel's most critical air bases, targeting runways and key infrastructure in a coordinated missile attack. Israel insists that while missiles were launched, its defenses held strong and the base remains operational with only limited damage reported. Between those two narratives lies a complex reality that is still unfolding. Some experts warn that incidents like this can easily spiral into broader confrontation, particularly when both sides feel compelled to demonstrate strength. Others believe that despite the intensity of the moment, there may still be opportunity, ties to contain the escalation through diplomatic channels and strategic restraint. What is clear is that this strike has already become one of the most dramatic moments in the unfolding tensions between Iran and Israel, highlighting both the capabilities and the risks that define this volatile relationship. Whether this situation escalates further or stabilizes in the coming days remains uncertain. The world watches closely as new information continues to emerge and as both sides navigate the delicate balance between deterrence and escalation. Stay tuned for further updates as this developing story continues to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the region.